Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pumpkin Patch. I'm your host James Moser, and today on Days of Halloween we're moving into October the 4th. That's 8. What? October 4th, right? Correct. October 4th. That's the 4th. We hope you guys are enjoying Days of Halloween thus far. Let us know down below if you guys are enjoying the pics. We really love to hear from you. And while you're there, click or treat, since you're there. And it's free. Alright guys, let's go to the pics. It's time to get a little bit more mainstream. Our selection for the Halloween classic is the 1991 horror film, Silence of the Lambs. Do you still hear them, Clarice? Starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, this film is considered by many to be the first horror film ever nominated and win Best Picture. It's not the only one though. Shape of Water, still a horror film. The movie was so influential, everyone knew who Hannibal Lecter was. Everyone knew who Buffalo Bill was, and too many people still know what happens if you don't put the lotion in its basket. Anthony Hopkins owns the film Hannibal Lecter. Fava beans. Chianti. He's barely in the movie, but boy, when he's in the movie, he's in the movie. Perfect film. Check it out. Our selection for overlooked horror movie of the day goes to 13 Ghosts. Hold on, let me get a release date. 2001 release, 13 Ghosts, starring Tony Shalhoub and Raw Digga. I mean, Matthew Lillard's in there too, but I mean, it's Raw Digga. Tony Shalhoub, why is this man not in more movies? Why isn't this man in the studio presenting this? The film is a remake of the 1960 William Castle movie. William Castle was... Where do I start with William Castle? He's a character. William Castle was very famous for promoting his movies using outlandish means. He created something called Illusiono, alternative to 3D. You can only see the ghosts if you wore certain glasses at certain times. He's definitely a showman. I'm sure everybody that worked at a theater hated him. I worked at a theater. I would hate to have to clean up after a William Castle movie. Look him up. Maybe we'll do a special on him later. 13 Ghosts, Tony Shalhoub. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Alright, Pumpkin Patch, you're in for a treat here for the Halloween in-between selection, because we are choosing the 1996 Peter Jackson classic, The Frighteners. For any of our horror fans here, first off, you should have already seen The Frighteners. Hold on, let me read this to you. Directed by Peter Jackson, it has John Astin, Gomez himself, Dee Wallace, Jeffrey Combs, and R. Lee Ermey as... Well, I mean, he's R. Lee Ermey. He just plays himself, but he does it well. We love you, Gunny. Starring Michael J. Fox, of course. This film is also famous for the fact that it was at one point supposed to be Tales from the Crypt Part 3. It didn't work out so well. The second Tales from the Crypt movie did not do good. Don't expect to see Bordello of Blood in this series. Because it ain't. Peter Jackson took over it and turned it into something completely different and amazing. It's about a ghost hunting other ghosts and people. And Michael J. Fox is the only person that can see them. A couple of laughs, a lot of excitement, a lot of tension in this film. I think you guys will enjoy it. Check it out. And our selection for the kids' classic goes to Toy Story of Terror. Toy Story of Terror. Toy Story of Terror. Not Toy Story. Not Tolstoy. Toy Story of Terror. It's set after Toy Story 3. All of the toys are traveling. They get a tire blowout, and they have to spend the night at a creepy motel. And to make matters worse, Mr. Potato Head goes missing. I mean, it's the same plot line of Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's Rocky Horror. Toy Story. That's not... And I don't hate it. And for our haunted house trip of the day, we are going down to Central Florida to visit Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. Man, does 2020 suck. We were planning on attending Sir Henry's Haunted Trail this year. We're definitely making plans to go to there next year. Sir Henry's is really known for its interconnected storylines and really these sweeping stories. I don't know what this is. In-depth, lush storytelling. Check it out. Currently, at the time of recording, it appears like Sir Henry's Haunted Trail is actually going to be open. But we do recommend that you check their website just to make sure, just in case there's time tickets or limited capacity. Link down below. And that does it, Pumpkin Patch. Thank you guys for watching. Usually this is the time where we have that conversation about all the usual YouTube stuff. I'm going to forgo that today, and I wanted to share something with you guys. The reason why I chose Silence of the Lambs today was because it was my mother's favorite horror movie. My mother hated horror movies. She didn't like thrillers. She didn't like scary movies. She didn't like spooky movies. She didn't like sad movies. She was a saint of a woman who loved a sinner of a man in Hannibal Lecter. She adored this movie. Best of my knowledge, I think it was probably her favorite movie, after Porky's. My mom loved Porky's, but my mother absolutely adored the film. She had a laugh that would fill the room, she never met a stranger, and she loved Hannibal Lecter, and she quoted Silence of the Lambs constantly. My mom passed away 4 years ago this year, and she would probably not even be watching this series, because she didn't like horror movies. She didn't like was when you told her her favorite movie was a horror film, because there was no way possible. But I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you knew why we were selecting Silence of the Lambs this year. But to quote my mother, quoting Hannibal Lecter, I have to go have a friend for dinner. You guys got a spooky day ahead of you here. Do I have to say the date for every movie? This doesn't feel right. It's free. Yeah, this is a spooky day. Do you? Starring... I got the sun like blaring down on me. I can't talk today. You get the hose again. It's a hot one! That's what happens. It's hot in this place. I'm just trying to avoid the sun as it's slowly... Jeez Louise, y'all don't understand. You know, it's that scene from Interview with the Vampire? Our selection for the kids' classic horror film. It's not a horror film. Why did I say that? I don't know what to do with my hands when I get hot. Is that a condition? This is a hard episode to do. Hot one!